Godzilla has taken on the Scar King, Shimo, and Ghidorah. He's taken on Zeus and even the devil. Longtime fans of the big guy may even remember the time Godzilla was actually a Marvel character, at least for a small moment in time. Godzilla vs. the Avengers was one of the earliest crossovers in this form. And this past year, the King of the Monsters sought out to take on another batch of uber-powerful superheroes, the Justice League. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. Most of your favorite characters are in this series, and let's not forget about the Titans. Many of the monsters from the Monsterverse make appearances in this epic series, and in my opinion, this could be some of the best Monsterverse Titan action we have seen so far, comic series or not. And we're gonna start off with a bang and go straight to the epic face-off between Godzilla and Superman. Which I'll ask you right now, who do you think would win this fight? This is a controversial one, but have fun and let me know down in the comments. Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong, don't ask me why they call it that, is a 7-issue comic series created in collaboration between DC Comics and Legendary Comics. Apparently, even Toho had a little bit to say in the creation of this series as well, so that's a nice bonus regardless of how much they actually helped. Written by Brian Buccellato, and the art being created by Christian Duce and Lou Guerrero. This story is exactly what it sounds like. Superheroes and villains face off against Godzilla, Kong, and the Titans. These two universes combine thanks to the barrier between these worlds being breached, forcing the world of the Monsterverse together with the chaos of the DC comic series. Godzilla. I don't have to explain much about how powerful the King of the Monsters can be. Each iteration of Godzilla is different, but one thing stays consistent. His power is only limited to the imagination of those who make his movies. Although ridiculously smaller, Superman is very much the same as the atomic reptile god. Superman and Godzilla are what we all like to consider OP as hell. Both characters at times are so unstoppable that and I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, it becomes a little boring. But once they both have to face off against one another, one of them has to fall. This is a battle nerds have obsessed over for decades. And this is the first time it's officially ever been seen before. And if we help support this comic series, maybe we can get one of those kick-ass DC animated films, so share this video around and help show the bigwigs at DC and Legendary to take this collaboration even further. But back to the fight. It all starts when Superman, aka Clark Kent, is having a romantic dinner with Lois Lane. Now here we get to see that Clark was actually going to propose to Lois, but before he can pop the big question, an even bigger problem comes rumbling to Metropolis. Godzilla. Clark shits a brick, and decides it's time to bring out the cape, and we are treated with this amazing visual of Superman flying dead towards a terrifying looking Godzilla. Superman naturally attempts to reason and even speak with Godzilla. He asks, "Why are you here?" And then he says he cannot let the big reptile just destroy the city. But he soon realizes it's not the city Godzilla wants, it's him. No more talking. Superman hits first with a clean strike to Godzilla's chin. Just as soon as he was about to get cocky, Godzilla proved just how tough he really is. With one well-aimed tail whip, Godzilla makes contact with the human-sized Superman and flings him at supersonic speed through multiple skyscrapers, until eventually his momentum stops. Across the world now, the Titans were emerging and attacking the cities of DC lore. Superhero, villain, all were concerned about the existence of these monstrous creatures. But not Batman. He and his Bat team are set to take on Titan Camazotz, and we're gonna cover that in an upcoming video, so subscribe if you want to see Batman take on the Bat Devil. Back to Godzilla and Superman. Now nighttime, Superman comes back for round 2. Challenging the King of the Monsters, as Godzilla leers right into Superman's eyes, accepting his challenge. Hawkgirl bops Godzilla in the back of the head, a cheap shot. Hawkgirl's A-swing, all that still does nothing, but make Godzilla even more hyper-focused on eliminating the threats to his world. To him, these superheroes are enemy titans that must be put in place if they are to live in his territory. Godzilla's immense size ultimately makes him an easy target for the speedy heroes, but their strikes did little more than annoy him. Realizing their attacks were not strong enough to take him out, Superman, Hawkgirl, and now even Shazam all attempt to lure Godzilla out of the city. Superman lands a heavy uppercut, and then Godzilla glows blue. A classic beam face-off, perfectly even. In the stalemate, Shazam lands on Godzilla's head. In the hopes of stopping Godzilla, he releases his lightning Shazam strike. It still does nothing. Shazam turns back into his human form and falls. Superman rushes to grab him before he hits the ground. He manages to save the boy, but he's not fast enough to escape doom. Kaale uses his body to shield the boy and is struck with the force of a sun. Godzilla's atomic blast ripped into Superman, casting him to the city streets below. For one of the very few times ever, Superman had been defeated, his body covered in radioactive burns. We know he's not dead, but there's only one still standing. So in this instance at least, Godzilla beats Superman. Tell me down in the comments how you feel about how the fight played out. Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong issues 1 and 2 were an absolute blast. The artwork, some of the best I've seen in modern times. The story here is wild, but it's still simple enough to allow you to just enjoy what it is, which is ultimately an excuse to have the Titans and famous DC characters throw down. In the future of this series, there are many more epic face-offs and big cameos that will make any of you Monsterverse fans or DC fans if you came here to Dangerville happy. So if you're new here to the channel, I hope you stick around for more videos like this. Stomp the subscribe button. As always, this has been Jacob, everyone, and I will see you in the next one.